Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Spartan.
And I'm Pudgey.
Today we are starting a new show. We are watching The Haunting of Hill House, episode 1. So this has been getting requested a lot for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been a year or two that you guys have been asking for this.
Yeah, I never heard of it before you guys started mentioning it and it came on our radar. You guys wanted us to do it last October, I believe. We weren't ready at the time. Now we have made it work. We've specifically timed the poll so that should this have won, and it did win one of our polls, that it would cross over both on Patreon and YouTube throughout that October period. So
that spooky season period.
During the spooky season, you guys would be able to join us for this supposedly spooky series.
Yeah.
Spooky season isn't as much of a big deal from where we live. Like in Australia, we don't really do too much about that.
Yeah.
But
it's slowly getting more traction these days, but it's definitely
still
not...
very tiny. Still very tiny.
Yeah, compared to like, say, in America and I don't know, maybe other countries, is just... Yeah, like you said.
From what we've seen, it's a big deal. For us, so, there's never been a spooky season here growing up as a kid. Mm-hmm. However, for a lot of the community, it's a big thing. So we are providing.
Yes.
Now, you guys know we don't do pretty much any horror type stuff. We love thriller. Not a big fan of horrors. Mm-hmm. And in spite of those...
Hang on. No, we love thriller. I've loved thriller growing up. You don't like thriller.
Where did you come with this rubbish?
You don't watch thriller?
I enjoy... No.
Ever.
Incorrect. Firstly, love, you've only known me for like 7 out of my 27 years, all right? So it's settled down. Secondly, if a thriller has a good story, I'll enjoy it.
No, I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. I'm saying you don't seek it out. That's like what you...
Interesting.
Yeah.
We both love thriller. You don't seek it out. I didn't use the word seek it out. All I said was that I can love a good thriller. In what part of that did I say I actively watch it every day?
No. In my opinion, to love a genre, you need to seek it out.
Okay, well, in my opinion, I have watched some thrillers growing up and I have loved them and I'm able to enjoy the story, the suspense. So I like those elements. I'm not much of a horror guy.
Yeah.
And in spite of those, I know those comments won't change. People who think it's because of fear. For sure, they can be creepy, but that's not really the reason at all. Not for either of us.
No.
Personally, what we go into, like series of movies and the emotions we want to feel, I don't chase those feelings. So I don't really enjoy horrors. You won't see many of them on the channel, but...
Well, horrors, I just feel like, historically anyways, the ones that we've watched, and those like big title ones, it's really just a lot of cheap jump scares.
Stories.
Yeah, for that, I'm like... Oh, okay, is that all? Like, I rather the suspense and then like a holy shit moment.
Which you guys have said this series has. This seems to be the most popular request.
Yeah.
So I'm open to it. We're intrigued by it, I got I'm gonna prove some people who think that Spartan can't handle this kind of stuff. Get ready, because your boy's gonna snooze through this series.
I've watched a lot of like fucked up thrillers in my life. Like some not really big titles, which means, they're even more fucked up. Because they don't need to be ready for the big screen. And, I don't know how I went to bed at night. A lot of those nights, I'd be like that person that, oh shit, just finished the movie. Would love to just like turn over in bed, but nah, I'm gonna go to toilet. So I'm like running and then running back and then jumping, like leaping, diving onto my bed.
Especially for you. I mean, you're someone who gets very easily creeped out at night. So for you, it's even next level.
I think this is why I hate nighttime. No, I don't hate nighttime. I get creeped out at nighttime.
Yeah, you can't hate night, but so we've definitely, we've watched, we watched that Truth or Dare at the cinemas one time.
Yeah.
We've seen a Conjuring, couldn't tell you which one.
Yeah.
I've seen here and there, and they just always fail to impress. Like, maybe a jump scare gets me, but for the most part, I'm either bored or just like, dude, this story's shit. Now, some people are going to say, and I understand, people can constantly tell us there are some horrors with great stories.
Yep.
But then I go back to original point. When we go into these things, we don't usually look to feel what a horror's got to offer. Like, I don't care for that experience, I'm sure it's fun as a reaction. However, that brings us to Haunting of Hill House. That was giving us a bit of a history on where we're at.
Yeah.
To essentially let you know that it's taken a lot of persuasion from the community and back and forth to get us to this point.
Yeah.
To where, initially you mentioned this series about 9 months ago. You're like, oh, people are asking for this. I'm like, nah, not happening, not interested, don't care. Don't need it on the channel. Like, I had zero open-mindedness to it, I'll be honest.
Whereas I'm more open.
Yes. Now, I don't know if I'll end up enjoying the series, but it's intrigued me, and some people even in our day-to-day life have mentioned, oh yeah, I've seen that. It's actually got a decent story. It's interesting. So I'm like, okay, this might be a bit of a unique grey area. It might actually be a fun journey. At the very least, hopefully you guys will have some fun with us.
Yeah, and I think just a little disclaimer, I don't think, even if you do enjoy this, I don't know if this is going to be like a stock standard genre.
Yeah, look.
On our channel.
If you guys can do a really good job convincing us from time to time, very rare, maybe we'll consider something. But there's a reason in all our polls, all our movie polls and stuff, there ain't no horror genre. There's thriller and suspense.
Yeah.
Because, you can get some good shit out of that genre. So enjoy this one.
So this one's considered a horror?
I don't know. Some people say, oh, it is. Some people have commented, oh, it's not as scary as people make it out to be. So okay. I'm not saying this is the pinnacle of scary things.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's the first on the channel that's meant to be in the nature of a bit creepy, borderline thriller horror elements.
Okay.
The only horror that I think, supposedly horror that I think I'm keen to watch.
Okay.
People have mentioned like the movies Alien and Predator and that kind of.
Oh, that's considered horror.
Supposedly.
Okay.
That stuff different. For me, I'm like, okay, that stuff's more interesting. Space aliens for sure.
Yeah.
I'm talking the traditional, the horrors that it's always some house and this, that, you guys know what I'm talking
about. Some clown.
Like yeah.
And some priest.
What's that one? Is that It? I think it's It. Like, I watch that. I see trailers to that kind of stuff. Or even, you got your Conjurings.
It is the clown one?
Yeah.
I've never seen that, but yeah.
Well, neither have I. I'm just saying that we've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
Or you see, like, a Conjuring or any of those trailers or movies and you're like, that doesn't draw to me.
Yeah.
So, enjoy this one. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. If you want up to 4 weeks early access to our reactions or you want to watch them uncut, we'll leave a link in the description down below.
And if you guys are watching this over on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
No live organism can continue to exist sanely under conditions of absolute reality. Even larks and katydids are supposed by some to dream.
Interesting.
Okay.
It had stood so for 100 years before my family moved in.
Oh.
It might stand 100 more.
This gives me like werewolf vampire vibes. I don't know why. Hill House then. Like back then?
In the past, I guess. So the guy that was talking is probably him, but like when he's older. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, the other little boy's just awake like, yeah, it's over there.
You scared? That's okay.
Oh, poor little girl.
I get scared too sometimes. Are you awake, Luke?
Because Nellie's awake.
Oh, he's so sweet.
I mean, why are you awake? Like, did you hear that crying?
No.
The bent neck lady.
Where was she? Oh boy. Guess we better take a look.
Oh, I have a feeling we're gonna meet this bent neck lady.
What if she's hiding?
She's long gone. I guess everybody can go back to bed now.
I like how the dad's kind of just like playing along with it.
But why does he sound he sounds a bit creepy?
Do you reckon?
Yeah, his tone's almost too calm. I don't believe him.
You remember what we talked about before? About our dreams?
They can spill.
Spill.
But kids' dreams are special. They're like...
An ocean.
An ocean.
That's right.
He said bad dreams too.
And the big dreams can spill out sometimes. Back to bed, Stevie.
It's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's a nice way of explaining it to your kid as well.
Your mother and I, we have to finish fixing this house. And then someone has to buy it.
Then we can go.
Oh,
Yep,
so a
and
long,
then we
long
can go.
time.
Just like the last house.
Oh, so that's what they do. They buy houses, fix them, and sell them. I mean, it's a nice house, big rooms and such, but some messed up shit going on here.
Yeah. It just feels very cold, like the long corridors and...
Yeah.
It almost looks like Matilda, you know, with all the little girls like...
Did you hear that? While you're yapping?
Pandas aren't dreaming.
Pandas, huh?
Pandas don't eat macaroni.
A lot of kids in this family. He closed the door, didn't he?
Yeah.
So why was it open? Someone went in.
Yeah, the broken neck lady.
Bent neck.
Oh, bent neck.
All over it, Pudgy. Oh, fuck.
Did you actually get scared?
No,
I was
a little bit startled.
anticipating something.
I was
So
waiting for the door to
"Oh."
open, and then it was just... I was like, what the fuck?
There goes that door. Oh, man. Poor girl.
Swear to God, if a face just comes out from behind.
If that was me, my whole body would be under the covers because that's where it's safe. Yeah, did you see that behind?
Oh, nah, man. That's disgusting.
There she is.
That ain't it. That ain't it. It's actually got a nice intro, though. Like, the music's nice. Telling you a false promise.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Dude, that's very graphic. Or expressive, I should say.
Yeah. We're like screaming.
And breaking down into, like, ashes. Okay. They're in, like, a maze.
Yeah,
of
the
the
house is a maze.
Yeah.
He was up in the boons when he lost control of the car. He went over a guardrail and went down a ravine. The car flipped over and you couldn't see it from the road.
Damn.
He was hanging there the whole time. Hours.
Oh,
Upside down,
man.
tangled up in his seatbelt.
Oh. That sounds horrendous, man.
And that's how he died. Upside down, pressing on that horn for as long as he could stand to.
Holy shit, that is horrible.
Just to notify someone.
I felt the water on my cheeks, and I heard the car horn. And then I looked up at the ceiling.
Oh my god, he was hanging there.
And there he was. Hanging there.
Oh, it's horrible.
And his face was a deep purple, like the blood had all just pooled into his cheeks.
Horrendous. So does this have some sort of tie-in with the haunting of Hill House?
I screamed because
once you
I
woke
hit
up.
the floor and it startled me. And it was like I only just remembered, oh right, I can scream. I should probably scream.
She's very descriptive, wow.
That's a very interesting story, Mrs. Walker.
Why that reveal? That was interesting, wasn't it?
Now, so that might be the oldest son.
I'd like to look around your house. I'd like to set up some equipment. I'd also like to sleep in that room tonight.
Oh man, the balls! The fucking balls on this guy. So,
Okay, so I reckon he's the oldest,
Yeah.
and she maybe lives in the house now.
oh, do you reckon that house? I was thinking he's like investigating lots of different stories like that.
Maybe. I thought Haunting of Hill House was one house.
Yeah. The Haunting of Hill House.
I'm sorry, I should have told you I'm a fan. That's my favorite, the first one.
So this is made from a novel. Novels in the series. What the hell?
I mean, if you actually saw your husband hanging upside down over your bed, you've seen more than I ever have. I've never seen a ghost.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
I hope tonight is a game changer for you.
How so?
Maybe my Carl will finally give you a story of your own. You were one of his favorite writers, so maybe...
Yeah, shit.
Is that something you hope for? I hope you get haunted by the ghosts.
All those years trying to understand what happened in that house, you know what I never found? A reason. So don't expect one.
Yeah, okay. She's like hopeful.
Just tonight.
Won't you miss your brother?
I'd rather sleep here. In case she comes back.
She's so cute.
I know. That's her. She looks tortured still.
I mean, I get it, but dude, I feel less safe. You're in the open hall now.
I know.
Holding her necklace, almost like a protection.
Probably the most stress she's gotten in a while.
Somehow, as soon as she leaves, shit starts happening. Oh, clock's ticking. Is Vecna coming?
Oh man, the poor girl.
And she can't scream. Note what the lady was saying.
What is she saying? Oh my god.
Nah.
Imagine that.
Oh, dude,
Shit.
screw that. That house is getting burnt down after I'm seeing one of those things.
I'm sorry.
Everyone's ignoring her calls.
A lot of people feel that way at first, but then they feel much better when they do.
That's what Mommy said. But she was wrong. Grammy keeps sitting on my bed at night.
Oh
Oh
man.
my god.
And her eyes must hurt
Why?
because she doesn't blink.
Oh man. Could you imagine that?
I'd rather not.
I don't know if this is gonna work, young lady. And I'm gonna need it back.
What is it? A key?
Looks like it, yeah. Damn, dude, what a staircase.
I know.
Mr. Dudley says this is a master key, so it's supposed to open any door in the house.
He's a weirdo.
Daddy says they've been taking care of this house for years and years, so if anyone would know where the key is.
What do you think is in there?
Yeah, it's fully locked up. That was the door in the intro.
Or a pony.
Not a pony.
Huh.
This isn't working.
It could be a pony. Something was moving.
Master key and it's not opening. Sus.
Damn, did you hear that? I saw something moving in there.
This one doesn't work either.
Where's the freaking key?
Don't say that word.
You say it. The keys never work. Can't he just use that big hammer?
I mean, that's a good idea.
Let's go see if Daddy has any more keys.
Daddy, we need more keys. It's an emergency.
It's an emergency. Yeah, look.
Of course.
She said it was about Luke.
Well, then call Luke.
I did.
Straight to voicemail.
Well, then he sold his phone for cash, or he's still in rehab, which means we stay out of it.
Oh man, they're not doing so well.
Something else you want to add?
Fine, I'll just handle it, shall I?
That's why everybody dumps their shit on me, isn't it, Steve?
'Cause I'm the oldest. It's my job.
Oh, wait. That's you.
Fine.
Very different from how they handled it back then.
Yeah.
So, does this stuff, you know, capture the supernatural?
Don't believe in that word.
Very interesting. After everything he's seen and his line of work, he still doesn't believe in it.
Humans used to die of fright during an eclipse. I had no idea what it was. The eye of an angry god, an evil spirit.
Yeah, right. So he wants like
Once
logic.
we understood what it was,
Interesting.
well, it was just natural.
Okay. So he accepts things might happen, but doesn't
Natural
refer to them as
phenomena
supernatural.
that we don't quite understand yet.
So does it capture that?
She's like, oh, okay then. She's not picking up her phone now. Where did she go? Oh, there.
Hi.
She's
this is
really
Mel.
scared.
Message after the beep.
I'm thinking Nell is maybe the little girl.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I talked to Shirley. I know you're worried about Luke, but I called his rehab center, and he's fine. He actually got his 90-day chip today, if you can believe that.
Maybe she's scared for the future. Must be tough, like, seeing your siblings go through this shit.
Is this one of the sisters as well? I'm trying to keep up with the family members, but I think we've covered both sisters that we saw.
Hi. Theodora.
Yeah.
Was that one of their names?
Yeah. Because the eldest called her Theo. Oh, that transition was
oh my god. The hell? I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what was going on. I thought we went back in time, like possessed or something.
So what's your story? What do you mean? I mean, who are you?
Now you want to know.
I'm here for grad school. Sociology. I mean, the program's brutal, but...
She wants none of it.
I have to work tomorrow. Early.
So skedaddle.
She's very cold. Business done, move on.
Yeah.
Damn. You shut that door.
Real quick.
She coming back? No. She's sweet enough, but pile of issues.
Oh, ironic.
Sucks to be Nell. She call you? No, of course not. We still haven't talked since LA. Theo. Don't.
What happened in LA?
What's wrong with her? I don't know. And you never really will. One foot in crazy and the other on a banana peel.
Oh, man.
So what happened to her as a kid? That's...
I just keep thinking, what if he doesn't?
Yeah, one day that's a real possibility.
Boundaries. Maybe a brick wall when it comes to Luke.
Their family really got messed up after whatever happened.
Well, some believe, some don't. That is weird. No one was there.
Yeah. What the hell?
Is that the father and that's meant to be the wife?
What the
What
hell?
the fuck? She get scared? Oh,
Nell?
the one that finally picks up.
Honey, are you okay? What time is it?
Do you remember the bed neck lady?
Oh, man.
All these years, huh?
She's back.
Okay.
Oh
After
God,
all these years.
He's tearing up.
I'm at home. In bed.
I want you to go to Stephen Lee's. I'm going to drive to Orlando.
You're not at home?
I think she's got a history of mental health issues, which is why he's
I'll see
worried.
you there tomorrow.
Yeah, he's emphasizing tomorrow. Like, don't do anything rash.
I love you, Daddy.
What is she doing?
I'm sorry to wake you. Good night, Daddy.
Oh, man.
Where is she going, man?
Back to the house. She's back, but then she's gone to the
Why
house.
would you go alone, man?
I don't know. She wouldn't. Yeah, I'm going. I'm going.
He's talking to no one.
Yeah, what the hell?
That's interesting. And the wife's not around these days, so... What happened to his hand?
Yeah, I know. What? This is very different.
Keep seeing that sigil on all the door handles.
That is weird, man. Doors just slowly turning. Oh my god.
What's worse is when it stops. It's like, now what?
Those are heavy footsteps.
Oh God. And it doesn't help that every door is so damn loud in this place and every floor, like, creaks.
I'm gonna carry you. You keep your eyes closed no matter what you hear. You don't open them.
That's why he's never seen anything.
Yeah, true. Good point.
I promise.
I bet they're regretting buying this house. All for a profit.
Eyes closed.
Who the hell?
There's like a girl running.
I saw Abigail in the window. She was
Abigail?
in the window.
Oh my God. How many
What's this
children
kid
are in
doing?
there?
Who's Abigail again? Can't remember.
All the kids are in there. Oh, the mom.
That's not Mom.
Tell me she's possessed. And that's why the wife's not around anymore.
No way. They lost the mom to that house?
There ain't no way. Who's that?
That's
Yeah.
the mom. What the hell, dude?
Tell me the mom was the broken neck lady or the bent neck lady. What?
Dad! Dad!
Dad, I told you. There's no reason you and I need to talk. You don't just get to call me and tell me what to do.
I get it. I get it.
You get home and you stay with her. You keep your eye on her. Don't let her out of your sight.
Dad, I'm not even...
I'll see you there. I'll meet you there.
Oh, he's not even listening.
Yeah. Now it makes sense. Like the dad fully believes everything. So that lady in the bed and then the mouth was his wife. Had a feeling, but... What's crazy is he's blocked everything out, like, from that kind of thing from his family. I don't believe, but his whole life's work is kind of researching it, making sense of it all.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
As if you'd walk back in there by yourself. Who the hell is she dancing with?
Makes sense why the father believed her straight away, like, she's back, because he just had a dream of her too.
What the hell?
Fuck? Nellie's in the red room.
A dream again, you're right.
All of them gasping. All together.
Yeah, that must have been Luke in the other one as well. At 03 in the same time.
Yeah. Not necessarily the same time zone, but still the 03.
Nellie's in the red room. That's important.
She kept having dreams of that, remember? Like her sleep talking. There's the water. The thing is, it could be a leak, but then it just started now. Stops.
These cheeky buggers doing that on purpose.
Stupid cars.
There used to be a stop sign there until recently, yes?
I don't know. I think so.
There's a pole there, see? But no sign.
Well, someone took the stop sign down.
You're probably just noticing the car horns now because you're not sleeping as well. Things you used to sleep through.
Yeah, he's just making sense of all the things. The car horn, the water.
It was a big storm the night he died. One of the biggest you've seen in a long time.
Yes.
There's a leak in your roof.
Yeah, okay. He's going the logical route.
It was only drizzling last night, and I even got a few drips.
Yeah.
Might want to get that looked at.
Trying to get a logic in this, but...
And the man I saw hanging from my ceiling?
Yeah. Now that part, where do we go from there?
The mind. It is a powerful thing, man. Especially the grieving mind.
Look, he's also not wrong.
In my experience, most times they're just what we want to see.
The thing is, he's not
Why would I
wrong
want to
technically,
see
but...
my Carl like that.
That's also a fair question.
Better than never seeing him again.
It's kind of a weak response.
Look, in the world of real life, he is correct in a lot of these instances, but in the world of this show...
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't like it.
What's going on?
My brother just raped the family is what's going on.
Oh, damn.
Nell, Luke, Theo, they were just kids. The things they told you in confidence.
I'm clear that they were kids.
You make Mom sound fucking crazy.
Oh, Mom wasn't
And
crazy?
the Dudleys and Dad?
After what we saw.
He said it was haunted. Those are his
He was
words.
a wreck. He just lost his
And
wife.
he hasn't said shit since. Does he talk to you, Cheryl? Did he tell you what happened that night?
I mean, he probably doesn't want to put that on you guys.
Do you know how much money they're offering on the advance? We can buy a house. We can move to LA. I need to start a real life for my own family.
I get it, but you don't kind of extort your family for that.
What you're doing to Mom?
Mom was mentally ill. It's a fact. I'll be damned if the apple didn't fall too far from...
Oh my gosh, shots fired.
You sent me the book. Now you know what I think. You
I mean, you
published
did
this,
give her
you
the
know
right
what
to
it
object.
costs.
So he published it. Damn.
I'll write your story. It's a good story. I researched your house. Did you know it was used as a hospice briefly in the 60s?
Interesting. Initially he was like, no, but now...
The judge hears you talk about packing 5 kids into your car at 3 in the morning. They're gonna wonder why they aren't hearing from those kids. The media's already piling on.
Yeah, I get that perspective as well.
They never filed charges. I was never placed under arrest. It was a
We
suicide.
still don't know how he got his hand. Oh, it was
Yeah,
a
that's
suicide, the wife said. Shit.
We can't unring this bell.
Okay, fine, they can rip me to pieces, but they don't get to take bites out of the kids.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do.
They'll pay you to walk the grounds, take some pictures.
No one goes near the house. Just the police.
Oh, wow.
No one else has to.
Not even for the money, you know.
I want the gates and the doors kept locked at all times, and I want to know every day that it's empty.
Yeah.
Holy shit, there's integrity behind that.
The Dudleys stay on.
That doesn't make any sense.
The Dudleys stay on, and it sits there and rots.
Yeah, why the Dudleys?
If you lose,
I won't.
if you do though, do we really have to go live with that Janet?
Oh, wow. I'm assuming he lost.
There's something up with Nell. She may show up at the house today.
At my house?
The house, yeah.
Why?
The house, not mine.
Oh, is he like in the middle of a divorce or something?
Maybe I can come by and we can talk about this some more.
You know what you'd have to say. You tell me. Is there any point?
What would he have to say? What did he do?
Why don't you live here?
We live close by.
That's his little...
The edge of the property.
No one would live nearer than town. No one will come any nearer than that.
I mean, that says a lot, does it not?
My dad found a bunch of stuff in the parlor. Tarot cards and Ouija boards and all that. So something tells me they weren't too scared of the dark.
I think...
Or they were looking for something.
Yeah.
The world is dark, young man, and the only light is the light of the Lord Jesus Christ. We need his light in the night, in the dark.
Interesting. Okay. Because there's a lot of darkness that you don't understand.
See, we knew that throughout his life he'd be exposed to all sorts of ideas and beliefs, that there'd be all sorts of people who'd tell him they had the answers.
The wife seems so nice here. Like, what happened to her?
She does seem kind of creepy too, a little.
What you making?
A new sign. How do you spell no girls allowed?
I love that, dude. That would be so much. That'd be my treehouse.
Who's this?
Some girl I saw by the woods.
A blonde girl. Interesting. She's got like a dark shadow around her.
Theo can't rip this one. It's not allowed.
I'll tell her.
Oh, he's so sweet.
You can hang out all the time. We can draw together.
Oh, man.
No girls.
It's the little brother that I need.
Stevie and Luke.
Oh, but it's so different now, isn't it? Their relationship.
What the hell? Father mucker.
Hey, Luke.
Oh, wow.
Are you cold?
It's so sad to see him as that little like sweet
Yeah,
kid
wow.
there.
$200 here. You hand me that iPad, you can keep the cash and sell that old camera.
That's all they see him as. Like, you take your money and go.
I know it really isn't what you think. Good.
Yeah, maybe he wanted the camera off something else.
Aww.
God damn.
Dude, that is creepy.
I tried to tell Dad we're having some issues.
She was at the Hill House.
Got us all listening. What do you want? What's so damn important
Yeah,
now?
she seems very off. I don't know what's going on.
I know. I just walked in and she's
Nell was lying.
Lying
Shocking.
about what?
She wasn't in LA. She was at the house, Steve.
Oh, so it's like, be careful.
Does that mean like she's possessed now or something? Like,
She's dead.
so that's not Nell. What?
What the hell?
What do you mean?
Dude, that is ugly, man.
So he was just imagining her. Or like she's there from a different like realm or something. What the hell?
What the fuck? Alright. You have my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting premise. I actually enjoyed that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot going on, so it's definitely a bit lost, waiting for the story
Yeah.
to find itself. But
I mean, just the names themselves.
yeah, for sure. But now that we've concluded the first episode,
Yeah.
I feel like the premise has been set.
It's a really good first episode.
It's definitely like, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily, I can see, but I wouldn't necessarily consider it too much on the horror. It's got horror elements, but it's definitely a lot more thriller.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like we'll enjoy this. Or
Yeah.
at least, regardless of what it is, the way the story's told.
For sure.
And the fact that it is kind of eerie and creepy. It's like, she went to the house and you're like, damn, like she's come back and she's
Yeah.
messed up. It's like, she's dead. It's like, what?
What's interesting is, right, so this mother, it's weird because we saw her as like this sweet mother, with Nell like putting her to bed like in the lounge room or wherever, and then now we know she's been possessed or she's creepy or whatever. I think she was possessed. That's what makes most sense.
We
And
don't
then,
really know, but something's happened. So the mum killed herself supposedly, but the
Yes.
father was aware that the house sort of did it to her.
Yes. But what's also interesting is that Nell and Luke, who shared a room, are the most affected by it seems.
Yeah.
And the mother, in one of those flashbacks when the Dudleys were, I think that woman was a Dudley.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is,
the staff for the house.
She was looking for Luke, specifically. And she never seems to want to go into that tree house, which
But
is
also, why was
interesting.
it? Yeah, well, the treehouse is a big one because when it's like to the treehouse, she's like,
Yeah.
it was just too obvious. And the treehouse was built by Dad. It was the only thing
Yeah.
on that house that was built by Dad,
Yeah.
not original.
Yeah, it's like this entity or whatever cannot live in anything other than this house.
Couldn't even fathom the idea. It's like, yeah, it's a treehouse. Like it's just a
Yeah.
silly idea. So I don't know. There's
So at
definitely
that
clues
point,
there.
At that point, if it's going down this road, at that point, she seemed possessed by this thing or whatever it is, right? This thing is like within her at that point.
Potentially.
Mm.
That's what we're assuming.
Yeah.
It is interesting though, because is it Nell?
No.
Why did Nell have these dreams again after so many years? It
Yeah.
looks like it's been at least 15, 20
Yeah,
years.
like what? And at the same night that the father had the dream of the wife, like putting her arms around him, and then the open mouth.
Yeah, and the same night I think as well, or was it a different night where they all woke up with that gasp at the same time?
Was that the night that Nell was at the house? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't remember.
And she would have died. No. Yes, maybe.
I don't remember. We need to recheck that. But
Yeah.
the point is, regardless of the timing, a lot of these things have started happening again
Yeah.
after seemingly a long time of them
Yeah.
potentially not happening.
Yeah.
Even with the father, like that whole touch is, yeah, like what happened? It's creepy because she came to the house almost like something was calling her there because she initially called worried about Luke. So then why did she go to the house? Like what did she see that made her go to the house for Luke? Yes.
Yeah.
And then when she went there, we see her dancing with nothing.
Yeah.
And then she's dead. Like what happened?
Maybe Luke's next. Maybe she knows that Luke is next, but she couldn't stop what was happening to her.
I don't know, but again, then why is it happening now? And because even Luke says not what it looks like. It's like, what was Luke looking for? I believe that maybe there's more to it, but what was it?
Yeah. It's like, it's not what it seems like. I'm not here for money is the assumption that I made.
Yeah, even though he took the money.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to say no because it looks like he's struggling.
Agree.
I don't think that was like the reason.
And then there's still that door that we saw a shadow walking past it, but it was locked.
Yeah.
So that's a mystery. The lady with the bent head, is it?
Yeah,
the bent neck. I mean, I'm assuming that when they were leaving the house, the lady they saw chasing after them was the mother, or like her ghost. So if that's the case, then is the bent neck lady somebody who died prior to that? Like maybe there's a story behind that or a mystery.
So the Hills owned the house and the Dudleys worked, but they were never near the house. And that was always like a distinct thing. Like everyone knew.
Yeah, no one will live near the house.
So it started with the Hills and I have to like rewatch that part, but she said something about one of the Dudleys, like,
Did she? All she said was the Dudleys live on the corner of the town and will never live any closer.
No, about the Hills. She spoke about the Hills, the family.
Yeah, and you know
No. She said something. Anyways, we'll
Thank you for that one. That's a great point there.
No. The point is something must have happened to her to then maybe have started this whole thing. Or
why don't we just look at the scene? Because right now you're not making any sense.
Okay, so we just looked. That's what she said. They've lived all alone in the dark, in the night. So
maybe they knew more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the father made a specific mention. Don't let anyone in, but leave the Dudleys there. So are they also part of this horror show? I don't know.
Interesting.
Otherwise, it just seems like the family is really very broken and very divided, as if they didn't have enough on their plate, and everyone was already just struggling as it was. We've now also had bloody Nell be killed. So maybe through that unfortunate event, it'll bring everyone together.
Yeah, maybe Steve will finally like...
Well, we've seen his first ghost.
Yeah.
Which was his sister.
Yeah. Which mimics Luke's drawings back then. That dark, like, open mouth. And...
Yeah, that was disgusting.
And that Dudley there as well... That woman did say that they live on the edge of town in the woods, and Luke saw a blonde girl though in the woods.
Yeah, so there's a few different entities or ghosts. I don't know if they're all one and the same. They seem different, like bent neck, blonde haired girls. A few going on as to why the lady who was telling Steve. Her story, I'm not sure, how she ties into this because she's also seeing these supernatural events sort of happen around her.
Yeah. I personally think that the way they're telling the story, I think it's interesting. Like, we see these little kids and they all want to protect each other and they're there for each other. Why are you awake, Luke? Oh, because Nell is. You see that connection between them, and then the same scenario, like for all of them, but they all experience it a little bit differently. They then, now in their adult lives, have very different views, very different like priorities, and they're all just dealing with it in a very, very different way, and they're all quite separated. Some a little closer than others and willing to help more than others, and I think that adds like a really special layer, a special element to this story.
Yep.
So what's interesting is one night something happened with the mother and whatever, and he was getting all his kids out one by one. I mean, the man has balls because like he would have taken as many kids as he could, then back in, then out again and whatever.
I mean, she was chasing. Like, I hate chases, dude.
Yeah. I know, and that was probably like the most tame one we're going to see as well. But I just love that he didn't want his children to know what happened, which also caused its own damage. But obviously it was like horrendous enough to like never speak about it again.
Like, what did he see?
And to not like want them to see their mother in that way.
But not just that, for him to believe in whatever's going on in that house after he clearly didn't believe in it.
Yeah.
What happened that was so convincing that he was like, dude,
Yeah.
this house is not wrong. And not only that, but I don't want to sell it. I
Yeah.
want it locked up. I don't want anyone near it. Like,
Yeah.
he obviously very much believed in it. And he's the only one who took Nell's call seriously.
Yeah.
Isn't it a shame, like, everyone's going to be spewing in hindsight if they just answered the call? Two of the siblings had a chance to, and they just sort of, like, not now, ignored it.
I know.
And that's one call you're going to be wishing that you answered.
It's like in that moment, she was calling, like she was all there. And then maybe when she wasn't answering, she wasn't all there. Like, I don't know.
Well, we saw when she came back in, she was freaking out. So I don't know what happened with her.
Yeah.
And then obviously, yeah, she was somewhat possessed or something was drawing her there because she went into the house and by the time she got inside, she called the dad almost like a last-ditch effort of help.
Yeah.
But I don't know, she wasn't all able to control herself. And then she went to the house and the rest was history. I mean, then she went inside and she was gone. I don't know what that was. Very eerie, weird scene. I was waiting to see if she'd like run into the mother or something, but she didn't.
Well, not that we saw.
Not that we saw, yeah, because she was actually with someone, supposedly.
And Steve did ask Luke, how do you know where to find me? Because he didn't really tell anyone the address.
Yeah.
Which is interesting,
a
isn't it?
lot of coincidences which obviously are going to have explanations.
Yeah.
Even the fact that Nell was the first one seeing the nightmares, but the mum was the first one to sort of sleep with her for that we've seen. Because as soon as mum left, remember the bent neck lady went over Nell.
Yeah.
It's almost, so there's some connection there, I think.
For sure.
Oh, there's so much going on.
I know. I do love how the father, though, like when Nell was having her nightmares initially, he indulged her and explains it quite nicely, and then he left and he was like to the wife, whatever, like this is what happened again. And even I can't remember which one said it, but she kept saying like about the red room, and then
that's an important point as well. Yeah.
And even then, like he reported back to the wife, like you wouldn't believe this, like taking the piss, but like for them made them feel like he believed.
Well, the nightmare of the red room happened the night Nell was seeing the bent-necked lady, and then it happened on the other night where something was happening with Nell again, and also where everyone gasped. Everyone gasped and woke up, but she was the only one that woke up and said that. So we need to keep that term in mind.
Yeah, that's why I think that was the same night that Nell would have died, like she was in the house dancing and whatever.
Well, not necessarily that she died, maybe, or it was the same night that the night before where she was doing something, she obviously panicked and already suffering. So it was one of those two nights. Because remember, she left and came in freaking out.
Oh, like she could have been, I don't know if we're on the right track, but like if she was possessed there and then that's why she went to the house. Because that wasn't really her. And then she's dancing like a psycho.
Yeah, but when she called the dad, she looked like she was still somewhat of a mind, but like she couldn't fully control. So
and she lied. She was not in bed. She was at the house at that point.
But then why call the dad?
Yeah.
Let him know.
Get more people to the house.
But he found out anyway.
I don't know.
But he found out anyway. So why did she lie?
Maybe the wife's whatever is trying to get him to the house to do the same thing so they could be together for, I don't know.
As you can tell, we have lots of questions. And Pudgey could be here all day giving you questions.
I find it so fun.
So do I. But I think to not make the whole discussion question-based, I think we've explored. Our questions are set in stone.
Yeah.
We've put some things together.
Yeah.
And we'll patiently wait for the next episode to uncover more from this mystery. But consider us intrigued, and I am actually surprisingly already looking forward to the next episode.
I know. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed today's reaction. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of the first episode.
And if you do want early access to our reactions, or you want to watch our uncut reactions, we'll leave a link to our Patreon down below. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you on one of our next reactions.
See you guys.